Universal Design. Chapter 2. Design Elements within Building Premises. Design Elements within Building Premises. 1. Site Planning, Walks and Paths, Levels and Grooves, Curb Ramp. 2. Parking. 3. Approach to plinth level, ramped approach, stepped approach. 4. Entrance landing. 5. Corridor. 6. Entrance/exit door. 7. Windows. 8. Stairways. 9. Lift. 10. Toilet. 11. Signages. 12. Other facilities, counter, water fountain, telephone mailbox, vending machine. Site planning. To accommodate the handicapped and elderly people, each building and its site should be planned and designed as an integral unit from the very beginning of the design process. Site map with braille, tactile features along with appropriate wayfinding signage shall be part of the site entrance to aids of mobility for all. Clear pedestrian access with inclusive features for wheeling devices such as wheelchairs, rollators, baby strollers, baggage trolleys, etc. PGSIs from the point of entrance independently and safe access to the site. Low-height counter windows for interaction with security personnel. Site entrances must be designed with adequate color contrast for legibility in context with the surrounding environment. For example, mentioning gate nose on a site with multiple entries aids people to minimize effort and provides access. Safe parking and waiting zones with adequate street furniture must be an integral part of site entrances to ensure reference images for accessible site entrance. Standard design, walks and paths. Walks should be smooth, hard level surface suitable for walking and wheeling. Irregular surfaces as cobblestones, coarsely exposed aggregate concrete, bricks etc. often cause bumpy rides. The minimum walkway width would be 1,200 mm and for moderate two-way traffic it should be 1,650 mm to 1,800 mm. Longitudinal walk gradient should be 3 to 5%, 30 mm to 50 mm in 1 meter. When walks exceed 60 meter in length, it is desirable to provide rest area adjacent to the walk at convenient intervals with space for bench seats. For comfort, the seat should be between 350 mm to 425 mm high but not over 450 mm. Texture change in walkways adjacent to seating will be desirable for blind persons. Avoid grates and manholes in walks. If grates cannot be avoided, then bearing bar should be perpendicular to the travel path and no opening between bearing bars greater than 12 mm in width. Standard design for walks and paths with paved pathways and bollards. Standard design for walks and paths with different street obstructions. Gratings. 1. Gaps in gratings and walking surfaces should not be more than 12 mm in width. Refer Fig. 3.9 and 3.10 and be placed such that their length is perpendicular to the dominant direction of travel. This will help prevent wheels of wheelchairs, baby prams, baggage trolleys, etc., walking sticks and heels from getting caught in the gaps. 2. Alternately, perforated gratings in stone or steel finish could be installed. 3. Manholes, gratings and drains should preferably be located to the side of the walkway and leveled with the ground surface. They should not be located at the center of the path as they may become tripping hazards. 4. Gratings should be flushed with finished ground or floor level. 5. Drain covers should be made of materials that are non-slip in both wet and dry conditions. Metal checkered plates, which tend to be slippery when wet, should be avoided. 6. Where possible, gratings should be located outside their minimum clear width of the outdoor recreation accessible street grating details. Plan and sectional elevation detail for gratings, levels and grooves passing over different levels and grooves. The casters on a wheelchair are about 180 mm in diameter. Therefore, a wheelchair can only get over a small level difference. Use a method that can reduce the height of the level difference, in addition to the methods shown here. It can be difficult to move a wheelchair if a caster is caught in a groove. It is desirable that there is no difference in level. If a difference is unavoidable, limit it to 20 mm or less. Round off or bevel the edge. To prevent a wheelchair from getting its casters caught in a drainage ditch or other cover, install grating with narrow slots in the direction of movement. Treat the grating with a non-slip finish. Reduce the gap between an elevator floor and the landing, curb and ramp. Walkway should be constructed with a non-slip material and different from rest of the area. The walkway should not cross vehicular traffic. The manhole, tree or any other obstructions in the walkway should be avoided. Guiding block at the starting of walkway and finishing of the walkway should be provided. Guiding block can be of red checkered tile, smooth rubble finish, Prima Regina, Naveen tiles or any other material with a different texture as compared to the rest of the area. Can typically be of 4 types viz. A. With flared sides. B. With return or continuous curbs. C. With built-up or extended curbs and D. With parallel curbs. Provided preferably for curb heights up to 200 mm. Curbs higher than 200 mm may pose challenges to safe slopes for persons using wheelchairs, etc. The surface finish should be slip resistant. Should be designed not to allow water accumulate on the walking surface. Should not project into the road surface as they may. 7. Edge surfaces have to be completely level with the road. 8. Should be located or protected to prevent obstruction by parked vehicles. 9. Should be free from any obstruction such as signposts, traffic lights, etc. 10. When located at road crossings or other identified paths intended for pedestrian use while crossing a vehicular way, they should have a detectable warning surface in the form of tactile warning indicators at both entry and exit points connecting the tactile guiding path on the walkway. 11. Have a detectable warning surface of 600 mm depth where the color and texture are contrasted with the adjacent surfaces. Curb and ramp standard design details. Parking. It shall include both parking for adapted scooters, tricycles, cars or any other personal vehicular system adopted by an individual with disability to reach the building premises. The following accessibility measures should be adopted for parking. Parking bays. 1. Reserved parking bays for adapted scooters, tricycles or other personal mobility devices, in two-wheeler category, shall have a minimum bay size of 3000 mm by 2400 mm. 2. Accessible car parking bay shall have a minimum size of 5000 mm times 3600 mm, which is inclusive of 1200 mm wide side transfer zone. It shall also ensure adequate space for rear transfer of persons with disabilities, especially wheelchair users. 3. When two accessible bays are adjoining each other, then the 1200 mm side transfer bay may be shared by the two parking bays. The transfer zones, both on the side and the rear, should have yellow or white cross-hatch road markings. 4. A minimum of one accessible parking bay shall be provided in all B vehicle parking standards for two-wheelers and adapted scooters. Accessible car parking bays standard details, plan layout, section. Typical accessible car parking unit standard design.